loves, it's your girl NaturalAllure and welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a while since the last time I recorded a video, but I have been super busy trying to plan for my upcoming wedding. So that has been basically taking up all of my time, and I'm trying to slowly but surely get back into vlogging, get back into YouTube, just basically get back into the groove of things. And I have been wanting to do this video because I get a lot of questions regarding the type of makeup brushes that I use, primarily from people who don't wear makeup, who maybe want to wear it on occasion and they want to know, what kind of foundation. I get a lot of questions about foundation, brushes, and all of that good stuff. So if you like to take a look and see what my favorite brushes are at the time, just keep watching. Alright guys, I'm going to get started with face brushes first. Now, some of these brushes are dirty because I use them to do my face, so don't judge me. This is a judgment-free zone. Alright guys, I'm going to start out with this angled face brush from Sonia Kashuk. This was from her anniversary collection. This hands down has to be one of my favorite brushes, and that's simply because I can use it to put my foundation on. Now, when I initially got it, I was like, I really don't know what I'm going to use this brush for, and then one day I was like, well, let me see how it is putting on my foundation. And I like it because I can get like right underneath my eyes, and I just do it in a swiping down motion, and it's very soft. The only thing that I can say about this brush is if you're of course using liquid foundation, that it does get quite stiff. So I do find myself having to wash it like more often than I would wash my normal brushes, because it does tend to get a little stiff with that liquid foundation. But this brush I love applying my foundation with. This next brush is from BH Cosmetics, and it is a powder brush, and it looks like this. And I think this was a 35 piece or a 26 piece set. It should still be available on BH Cosmetics. I will check out for all these brushes that I'm going to show you, and if any are available and you can purchase them, I'll leave them in the description box and you can check them out. But I love this brush. It is nice and soft but still firm enough. I was using a lot more powder than I wanted to. Well, when I started using this, I got just as much coverage and not using a whole bunch of my powder. So this is one of my go-to brushes. I reach for this all the time when I'm putting on my powder. Another brush that is kind of like comparable to that brush is the Sonia Kashuk powder brush, and the bristles are much softer. It's not as dense as the BH Cosmetic one, so I don't reach for it as often, but I will because it's quite soft, so it doesn't pick up as much product, and you can kind of just dust on your powder. As this next brush is I don't really know what you call it, but I use it for my blush, and it looks similar to the face brush, but it's kind of angled almost, and it's perfect for me for putting on my blush. I can get it right here, and it gets it exactly where I need it to go. So I really like this brush. I find myself reaching for those two brushes from that BH Cosmetics set. I find myself reaching for those brushes like absolutely the most. This next brush I got so very long ago, but this has become like one of my favorite brushes, and I don't know if they still sell it, but like when Bare Minerals first hit the scene and they were doing infomercials, people going crazy for it. I fell victim. I was getting it for a while, and they would send you like tons and tons of makeup, and with the makeup they send you different brushes and all that other good stuff. Well, I got this brush with it, and it is an angled blush brush, and it's a small it has a small wooden handle, and the bristles on it, or the hairs should I say, they are fairly good. I've had this brush for probably going on 5 years, and I have minimal shedding on it. I have discovered that this is the perfect brush for applying my contour. Like, I tried different brushes that I have in different sets, and I keep reaching back for this one. I do not know if they still sell this brush, but I'm pretty sure that they're like tons of angled blush brushes, but I just find this in the angle of it to be perfect for my contour, and I even just squeeze it a little, and I can even use it for my nose. Much love that brush. Another brush which I mentioned before is the e.l.f. flat top kabuki brush. This is one of my favorite brushes for removing my benign banana powder or whatever powder that I'm using to set my highlight, and it's just firm enough that I could just sweep all of that powder away if I don't use my powder brush to go ahead and remove it. So this is actually a very good brush. I've had this for quite some time. I was at Target. I think a lot of different places are now starting to sell e.l.f. So you could probably find it at Walmart, I believe. I think they have it at Family Dollar, but I don't think they sell this brush in particular. But for $3, this is a pretty good brush. The next brush that I'm going to show you is another e.l.f. blush. e.l.f. blush. e.l.f. brush. Yeah. Proper English. This is a blush brush, and initially when you first start out doing makeup, you're going to want to use these brushes. Everything they say these brushes are for, you're going to want to use them for. So in the beginning I was using this for blush, but I found out that this works so well for my highlight. I apply my highlight right here, and it's kind of like tapered, so I pretty much get the product on the tip of it, and I can just apply it right where I need it, right there to my nose, right on my Cupid's bow, and it works amazingly. Again, this is a $3 brush. You can also find at Target and a couple other places, but definitely at elf.com. That's where they sell all of the brushes. And the last, well, I have two more face brushes, but this brush is from Real Technique, and it is the perfect, the expert face brush. And this brush I use to apply my foundation. I still feel like it needs to be blended out a little bit more. I'll use this because these bristles, of course you guys know about Real Technique brushes. They are the bomb.com. You need one, you need 2, 3, 4, 5 in your kit, in your personal makeup stash. The hairs are nice and soft, and it's nice and dense, so it's perfect if you have maybe a contour that's not really, you know, blending in that well. I go ahead and pull this baby out and get it on in there, and it works amazingly. This brush, fan brush from BH Cosmetics. Don't reach for this as much now that I've been using the e.l.f. brush to go ahead and apply my highlight, but every once in a while, especially since I've been loving the Missy Lynn highlights from the Missy Lynn palette that's still available on BH Cosmetics. This brush is perfect for kind of dipping that in there and getting it. You can't use this brush in those little kind of pots that they have, but this, if I have another highlight, one that's bigger, I have Ruby Kisses highlight that I use, and I can dip it in there and kind of fan it out. So it all depends on how I'm feeling that particular day, but it's perfect for getting you know, on your nose. You can even do your Cupid's bow, so it's really good, and it stands the test of time. It's very durable. All right, the next brush I'm going to be showing you guys is the MAC 217 brush. Now I know this brush is dirty, no judgment zone. This brush is amazing. You need to have it in your collection, like all the way. Any eyeshadow that I'm gonna have on my outer V, I used to pack this on, and then I kind of blend it inwards, and it works so well, guys. It really does. This brush is rather expensive, and if you're starting out and building your kit, of course you don't want to spend your money on these expensive brushes off that, and you don't know what you're doing with them. So an alternative that I have is the Sonia Kashuk brush. I don't even know if it had names on the back of it, but I don't know what they're called because I use my brushes for universal reasons. So it's one brush is just not one thing for me. I use it for a ton of different things. But this brush is also similar to MAC's 217 brush, but as you can see, the bristles on it, or the hairs on it, are rather big in comparison. I'm going to try to show you guys this. In comparison to MAC's brush, is quite thick, so it's kind of hard to get that to get the eyeshadow in a concentrated area when you're using this. Now this I would use to kind of blend out a color. It's perfect for that, but it's cheaper because it comes in a package, like the same price that you would pay for this whole set. So it's probably going to run you the cost of one MAC brush. So you know, you do the math. The next brush I'm going to show you is the MAC 286 brush, and it looks like this. And primarily I use this brush to apply my crease color. I think it's perfect. Lately I have been applying my foundation and then doing my eyes, this is perfect for getting in there and getting my crease color in there. Next brush that I'm going to show you is another MAC brush that I simply love. It is the MAC 224 brush, and it is a blending brush, and this brush is just it's perfect. Seriously, you can achieve the same looks with lower end or drugstore brushes. And when I say drugstore, I'm talking about e.l.f. or BH Cosmetics, even Coastal Scents. You can freelance makeup artist. So I have used tons of different brushes, and I know when there's a good quality brush that I probably won't have to put as much work in. And when you're doing makeup on a client, you kind of don't want to take that time that you may take in yourself or take doing your own makeup. You kind of want to get their makeup done, and you want to use brushes that'll help you complete the job as efficient as you can. So never buy a bunch of brushes all at once, because one, if you don't know what you're doing with them, you're going to be wasting your money. Two, you might not need that particular brush. It may be another brush from some other brand that does the trick, and you don't need to spend that much money. This has to be hands down my favorite brush. I'm gonna tell you why. This is the Sonia Kashuk blending brush right here. I don't use it to blend. I don't use this brush to blend eyeshadows. I use this brush for my eyebrows. Once I sculpt my eyebrows and I have my concealer on there, when I want to blend my concealer out, this puppy does the trick. Like, the brushes are so stiff on it that it's perfect for it, because this brush is everything when it comes to blending my concealer out for my eyebrows. So I love this brush. My last and final brush that I want to share with you, which is comparable to the MAC 224 brush, is the Sonia Kashuk blending brush. And as you can see, the difference between the MAC brushes and the Sonia Kashuk brushes are that they are a little bit wider, and they're a little bit thicker. MAC brushes are a little bit more they allow you to get a little bit more precise in where you want to go. This brush can be used once you finish doing everything, you want to blend everything out. This is a good brush to do that as well. This is also a good brush to sweep away the powder from underneath your eyes and your forehead and all that other good stuff. I'm trying to think of another use that I use this brush for. And this can also be a good brush for blending out your contour if it's a little too harsh. So that about does it for my favorite brushes at the moment. I have tons of other brushes, but these brushes I do find myself reaching for almost on a daily basis. So if you're just starting out and getting your makeup collection, don't feel pressured to go out and buy these high-end brushes, because you have to know what you're doing with the brushes first before you go out and invest your money. So I would recommend brands like BH Cosmetics, Coastal Scents, Sonia Kashuk, e.l.f., EcoTool. More inspiration, follow me on Instagram at natural_allure, on Twitter at natural_allure1, Facebook NaturalAllure Memoirs, and my blog www.naturalalurememoirs.com. As always, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe and share, and I'll see you guys in the next video.